boys and girls. I'm so glad that you're here for our theme circle time. We've been learning all about school, and this week we're working on this question, and it says, how do we learn at school? So yesterday we learned about how to be safe at school, didn't we? We're going to talk some more about that today. Let's first look at our wow word of the day. We have a brand new one, and first I want you to look at the picture. I see a hand reaching down for a seashell. You all see that? So what would you do if you found something in the sand? Would you want to look at it too? People like to discover pretty seashells on the beach. So that is our word, discover. This child just discovered something new, probably the first time she's seen that kind of seashell. So there's the word discover, and I'll put that on our word wall. This girl was taking a walk on the beach and was very happy to discover a seashell in the sand. She decided to pick it up and look at it. When you discover something, you see it or learn about it for the first time. So she just discovered a seashell for the first time. So I bet she was pretty excited. So our new wow word that you can teach everybody about is discover. All right, well, we have been working on ways to stay safe at school. We read this story, Safe at School, and you all told me places that this story talked about. You told me the classroom, lunchroom, and playground, right? All those places were in this book. Now, I want you all to listen for ways that we can be safe in these places. There are rules that we have to follow to keep us safe, right? So, listen for those, and we'll add those to our chart over here. How can we be safe in the classroom, in the lunchroom, and on the playground? So listen with me, so get your listening ears on. Are they on? All right. We're going to listen to this story one more time today. All right. School is a busy, happy place. There's so much to explore. If you're safe at school today, you'll learn and discover more. There's our new word, discover. Even before you get to school, you have to be safe. So when you ride to school, buckle your safety belt in the car. Stay seated and quiet so the driver can see and hear. If you ride the bus, wait for the driver's stop sign before you cross. And remember, we talked about, you probably have seen these before whenever you're driving down the road. A red light, it means stop. Yellow means you need to do what? Slow down. And green means you can go. Walking to school, safety. Now, I don't think anybody in here walks to school, but we are in the parking lot sometimes, right? And so we have to be safe there too. So obey all the street signs. That means read them and listen to what they say. Look both ways before you cross the street. Cross at the crosswalk. Remember, we talked about the crosswalk is this thing where it's safe for us to cross. Usually it's white. And walk with a group if you can. So this sign means walk. This red hand means stop, don't walk. And then there's the crosswalk, and it's a safe place to cross the street. Be sure to always look both ways and check for cars. Now they're in the classroom. That's where we spend most of our time, right? So they are in the math center using counters. Those little blocks like that. You are using counters. Oops, they spill on the floor. How can you stay safe? We talked about this yesterday. If you spill something on the floor like counters, we would never just leave them there, would we? No, because what could happen? Another friend could come walking by, or you could come walking by, and if you leave them there, you might fall and hurt yourself, right? So we would just want to pick them back up just like this kid is doing, okay? So this friend's in the Science Center looking at a fish and a hermit crab. These friends are in the Art Center using paint. When we use paint, we need to be very careful, don't we? So they're in the Art Center and paint spills on the table. Uh-oh! How can you stay safe? What would we want to do if we spill something in the Art Center? Try to clean it up, right? And you can always get Miss Townsend to help you clean that up. Here they are at the Cubbies. I see these backpacks are where they belong. Are they where they belong? What about these backpacks? Are they where they belong? No, they're in the floor, and if they're in the middle of the floor, what could happen? Somebody could walk by and trip and fall and bump their head or hurt their knee. We wouldn't want that. We would want to hang them where they go. So make sure when you're ready to go home, your backpack is not on the floor, it is hanging up. All right, so now we're on to the lunchroom. So real quick, let's add to our chart where it says classroom, right here. How can we be safe in the classroom? What did the book tell us? How can we be safe? Let me find my marker. How can we be safe in the classroom? Well, it said if you spill something to do what? Pick it up. So I'm going to put right here, pick things up if you drop them, right? And we also need to put things back where they belong, right? Just like our backpacks. We have cubbies too. We would never leave them in the floor. We don't have backpacks, but we have jackets, right? So we would want to make sure that our jackets stay in our cubbies. Now, this didn't say it in the book, but I have a really good one that I want to add to our chart. I want to add use walking feet in the classroom, right? There's a place to run, and that's outside on the playground and sometimes in PE if he tells us to run. But should we run in the classroom? Goodness, no, we use our walking feet. So I'm going to add that right here. Use walking feet. I'm going to add that right there. All right, now we're ready to move on to the lunchroom. This says lunchtime safety. It is important to be safe at lunchtime. Keep your hands where, we say it a lot, to yourself. Stay in your seat. Don't get out of your seat, right? Even if it's to get help for something. Raise your hand if you need help. Wipe up spills and eat your own lunch. So the staying in your seat part, even whenever you're sitting, your legs should be under the table, not spinning around, right? Because sometimes if we spin around, we could fall, or our legs could trip somebody who's trying to walk by. So how can we be safe in the lunchroom? What did this book just tell us? Well, I remember it said to keep my hands to myself. So I'm going to put that on our chart. I think that's an important one. Right here, keep hands to yourself. Yes, we always want to do that, right? What about stay in your seat? Yeah, that's a really good one. Stay in your seat. The whole time, even when you're done with your lunch, we still have to wait until everybody's done and we all leave together, right? And I like this one. It says wipe up spills. That's a good one too. That's when you also need to, if you spill something, It's okay, accidents happen. Raise your hand and I will come help you wipe up spills. Right, or clean up spills if it's food. We'll have to clean it up, won't we? All right, let's keep reading. We're learning lots of good stuff from this book. Oh, one of our favorite places. Where are they at? The playground. It is important to be safe on the playground. Use playground equipment properly. That means all this fun stuff that they have on the playground for us, we have to use it the right way, don't we? We never climb up slides. Do you see any of those friends climbing up a slide? We wouldn't do that either. We go down on our bottoms. We swing. I don't see swings in this picture, but we have swings on our playground. And oh, here's one. We swing on our bottoms, just like this friend. Okay? We take turns. Wear the right clothes. So if it's really cold, you need to have a jacket, right? And if someone gets hurt, tell your teacher right away. So let's add some things on here. For the playground, how can we be safe on the playground? What do we need to do? Well, I remember it told us to use the equipment properly. So I'm going to put we use playground equipment. And that's just a big word for all the stuff on the playground. We use playground equipment the right way. And we know the right way. All right. It says take turns. Is it important to take turns on the playground? Can more than one friend go down the slide? No, we take turns. When one friend goes down, then we wait, and then the next friend goes down. So take turns on the playground with the equipment. Take turns. It didn't say this in our book, but is that another place where we need to keep our hands to ourselves? Absolutely, right? We want to always keep our hands to ourselves, first of all, because we want to not hurt our friends by touching them, right? We don't want to hurt them in any way, and we also really don't want to spread germs right now. So always keep your hands to yourself. All right, we talked about how we're going to have fire drills sometimes. A fire drill is practice for a real fire. Follow your teacher's directions. Remember, we talked about it's so important to be such a good listener during a fire drill. And here's some of the rules. Listen carefully to directions. Quietly line up, just like we always do. Wait for Miss Townsend and walk carefully outside with your class. Wait with your teacher until it's time to return to the classroom, and act as if it were a real fire. So a fire drill is just practice, but we need to pretend like it's real so we know what to do. Be safe at school, discover and explore. When you choose to be safe, you will learn so much more. And they are so right. When you choose to be safe, you will learn so much. Well, that's all we have time for now, friends. Bye.